Nintendo announced that the U.S. will not be able to get that pre-order date. Yeah, we're fucked. Whoever threw that, thank you. Whoever threw that, fuck you. Got it. No!
Do you think, wait, is this violating? Is, I guess, the better way to phrase it? He didn't even see it coming. That's the funny part. I will take that. Nintendo announced that the U.S. will not be able to get that pre-order date. Yeah, we're fucked. And a silver arrow, and that is it. Done deal. Have a seat. Whoa, did you see that? Not this time, mine.
This one's perfect for Gary. Even if you're a mid, you still have a place in the part 8 being the B as a huge honor.
I feel so attacked right now.
the wrong microphone on. After all this time, I realized I had the wrong microphone on. All right. Yep, mess that up. What was I thinking? Okay. Lesson number 1 when you're playing Dr. Mario. See a play, commit to it, stop hesitating, don't second guess yourself. That's how mistakes happen. Once I learn how to commit to my plays, I will do a much better job. Minute 11. Good. This is one of those scenarios where I am probably holding on to a play too long. And I'm just going to say, screw it and pull the trigger now. And there is... Okay, now it's starting to work out. There we go. I want to do it this way first for this reason alone. Get that blue out the way. Get that blue that was buried. Darn. Minute 40. Ugh. Not good. Take that drop down and set up. There we go. Wait, over here. Clear the junk. I need to get that a little bit of red uncovered so we can play on. There we go. Probably not the best of ideas to attack this. However, if I do it like there, I can still have something to play with the yellow with a backup, and the yellow is there. Cool. Get underneath here. Boom. That and clears that yellow in 6. So that way I have something to play to set up for a little bit of magic there. Boom. Get the double set here. I can live with that. Then I can play this with the vertical in 7 and 8. That's the least of my worries now. Boom. Prep there because in case that happened, I was ready for it. And then I can play the blue under and work my way upwards. Do a little stack up there. And now I have choices, and there is my clear. Whoops. Ah, messed it, blew that. All right, let's try this again. What was that? Still 107. Okay. Bad shift. not a big fan of having used so much for the drop, but this actually works too. There we go. That's good. $550. Very good. One more time at it. Do it this way, and then do it this way. Now I just gotta get to that yellow. And that was not the way to do it. Alright, let's try this again. Well, that was easy. Over here. Boom. Yeah. Oh, how did I... Just clear the junk, get it down there. There we go. Ah. Yeah, totally blew that. All right. Had the manufacturer tea there. Get down. Yeah, that's bad. Because the pieces weren't coming in at that point now. Alright, let's try it again. That's board health right there. Good. Drop time. Gonna happen. I need that exposure of yellow here. There. Come on. Red. 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 Come on, red. I know you have the red. There's a red. There's a red. And there's a red. 118. Fine. Okay. Make sure I'm looking at this correctly. I looked at it correctly and I just put the pill in the wrong spot. Let's get that out. Let's fix that. Because we done just blew it. Ah. $155. That takes me into the 2 minute, 3 minutes going in. That's not good. 122. Ooh. Okay, let's start with the one. That's a save. 112 to bring it back. Cool. All right. Ah. $202. Oh, didn't recognize some of the flips over there. Ugh. 124. Hey, Ventric. How you doing? Ah. At least trying? Yeah. Same here. I am just like... Oh, that was... Oh, this is bad. That's bad. That is so bad. Okay. Ah. Minute 14. Wow, 109 for level 5. Nice. So, I saw in the headlines today that Jimmy Kimmel is going to be back on the air tomorrow night. I'm happy about that. At the same time, their own, their own. My speculation is they're bringing him back because they saw the monetary backlash from from the boycotts. That's the only thing I could see out of that. I mean, because if looking at the numbers, oh, agree. People do need to flex their voice. That's always been a thing. Exactly. So apparently, I think the total number, the total amount in loss of revenue was approaching $4 billion from all the canceled subscriptions. $4 billion because somebody got a little bit, you know, somebody had their feelings hurt, but then wanted to try to use some influence to get out there and try to silence them and like, nah. And what folks need to realize is that, like it or not, if you don't like what somebody is saying on TV, simply change the channel. Simply change the channel. And what I've found rather interesting is looking at the remarks that Jimmy made on that particular night. They were not threatening. They were not vile. They were not in any way, shape, or form evil. They was just the usual routine of a late night monologue, and pretty much, you know, pointed a bunch of accuracies. You know, it really pointed out nothing but accurate information. Just that, sorry, that truth hurt. That truth hurt some people's, what I'll say, fragile feelings. In my opinion, they were feelings, you know. But that's just my take. That's my opinion on it. I'm gonna read that part in just a second. But yeah, you're right. It was mafia style. And what gets me is that of all people to actually say something about that in office was Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz? I'm like, I did not have that on my bingo card. I so did not have that on my bingo card. $627. That's not too bad. I'm worried about those time zones. 627 is an okay time, but I don't feel super confident about it. Like, I don't think it's going to be well enough to warrant some wins. And there's the yellow that I needed. All right. So I need to go back and reread the article that I saw. And granted, I don't necessarily like to use CNN as the default in this case because I feel like they of course they are left leaning for sure, but I get concerned that they overdo it. I've always been weary of CNN like overdoing it when it comes to their news coverage as well as their political opinion. And that's just my, again, my take on it. I know it might be hot, but it yeah. With all this shit going on, honestly, I try to just limit to myself to just local news. But the problem is, where am I locally? Where all the shit's going down. Yeah. There is no getting away from it. Like when I leave my apartment, if I go out my apartment door, I turn to my right, I won't see it immediately. But if I'm in my and pulling down a Brazil litter up, see, I don't know about that one. You'd have to send that one to me. Um, but how can I say? If I'm driving, leaving my apartment building, if I go out my apartment building, turn to the right, and literally just go straight shot for 3 to 4 minutes, I see the White House. That's how close I am. I literally. Numbers of voted opted that basically said, "Thank you for all of you done for DC, Eleanor Holmes, Norton, but please don't run again." Yes, yes, Eleanor. That is the prime example of how can I say Brett Favre and Tom Brady not wanting to leave the NFL when we know damn good and well it's their time. Is it a matter of that you feel like there's nothing else for you to do in your life and that's all and then that's all you can do? Like this is your time to just go chill. Nobody is going to shun you for stepping down. If anything, they're going to more say thank you for all your committed service instead of going this, I'm going to be stubborn and keep going because I have nothing else better to do with my time. And that's honestly just going to piss people off more. It's like, honestly, what can you bring to the table that's fresh? That's the question. What can you bring to the table that is fresh? It really is hard to let go of power. I will admit, how can I say it? For my, like, when I'm doing kickball, I know I do a good job. I know that I love the game and I love the people involved in it. There is going to be a time where I need to step down. There have been 1 or 2 times I thought I was ready, and I actually did something like take a season off, or just you know took a season off from captaining, this, that, and the other. And the next thing I know is not somebody um, doing a horrible job, but somebody coming along and just doing the damn thing so well that it kind of reminded me of why I was doing it in the first place. And I was actually inspired by them to want to keep going. However, I know there's going to be a point right now. I know for a fact that I know I'm not going to be doing this forever. And I need to start finding a predecessor I need to start finding somebody that I know that if I leave, I know it's going to be in good hands. And trying to find that is hard to do right now. Because we've all seen many a times when people want to like say, I'm going to I'm going to follow in your legacy. I'm going to follow in your footsteps, this, that, and the other. And then within 6 months, it is all a complete clusterfuck. And it's like, this is not what, we were thinking was going to happen once we passed the torch. This is not cool. So I'm just really, and I might be a little bit stubborn about it, but at the same time, you know, I want to know that the legacy continues on properly. Because even looking at it now with some of the current folks that are running the league, it felt like it took away from being more community and it seems more like obsession with tournaments and trophies. And I know that's not everybody. I know it's not everybody that does that. But there is a good number of people that set up that perception. And you know how it goes in the world, perception is reality. Oh, pushing the 3 minute mark. I'm not happy about that. I have to do it that way. So am I just as bad? Am I doing the right thing? There are many times where I ask myself these kinds of questions, and I hate coming up with the answer if I don't know, especially because I've been involved in it for so long. It's a big part of me, you know. It has become a big part of my life here. Call it crazy, call it childish, but I don't know. Oh boy. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I messed up again. All right. Yeah, that was bad. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna do a game change because the idea of this is just puzzles, practice, and pills. So give me 1 second. I'm going to appear offline for a second and then come right back.